Peace and abundant blessings.
Yes, I am Eddie Jesus, personal trainer and nutritionist, and this is personal trainer and nutritionist Marley, who gets gnarly in the kitchen. I had to introduce her myself, but yes, indeed, Marley gets gnarly in the kitchen. She is amazing in what she does, and what we are doing on this channel is giving you recipes that burn fat, build muscle, give mental clarity, give wonderful energy throughout the day,
Yes.
and taste great. That's what it is, and taste
Always with
great.
a heart, made with love.
Yes, indeed, and that's what it is it has to taste good to be healthy. Because if you're eating something that you dislike every day for health, then that's not healthy because you're disliking what you're doing. Loving life is the healthiest, most abundant way to live. Following that H law, which is health, love, awareness, and wealth. Yes, indeed. And there it is. We're going to talk about Seitan today. Yes.
Vital wheat gluten.
Right here, right now.
What this is right here.
Yes, indeed.
And we're going to show you the way we make it at home.
Right, so let me give you a little breakdown about Seitan. So Seitan is S-E-I-T-A-N. And the Chinese Buddhist monks do not eat any animal product as far as eating any animal flesh. So they would go on the fruits, grains, and vegetables. And one of the delicious plates that they would create is Seitan. So Seitan is wheat. All it is wheat. And remember, wheat is a magnificent thing. I lost that right there. We're going live and I'm going to keep that on video.
Yes.
Right? Wheat is a magnificent, it's not a grain, it is a grain.
Yes.
It's a grain. Come on, Eddie. Jesus. Bring it to it. Yes. So it's a magnificent grain. It cannot be genetically modified. So this is as ancestral gets. And what the monks would do is they would wash off all the starch. All the starch would be washed off where it would only be left with protein. And it's very high in your amino acids. Yes, indeed. And the lowest one that it has is lysine. However, very simple to raise up the lysine is you could add some nutritional yeast, which
it's very high in B vitamins.
Yes, it's very high in B vitamins and all yours. So you want your B12, there it is. And has a complete dose of all your essential amino acids, your branch chains. Yes, indeed. So they would wash off all the starch, and when you wash off all the starch, now you have no carbohydrates. So a serving of Seitan is 110 calories, okay, with 0 saturated fat, 0 cholesterol, 0 sodium, and only 4 grams of carbohydrate per serving. So this is very amazing for anyone who is doing a keto. And the difference between this and chicken breast or red meat is there is no sodium and there is no cholesterol, and you're getting all that protein, which is an amazing high dose of 23 grams. So we're gonna start this recipe. Let's get it on. I'm gonna leave it to Marley, who's about to get gnarly.
So first of all, we want to just give thanks for all of this wonderful nourishment that we are about to embark on. So thank you, Creator. So we're gonna go ahead and start with because food ultimately comes through the hands. So for this recipe, we're not gonna make a huge one. It's gonna be about 2 cups.
2 cups right there.
Vital wheat gluten.
Vital wheat gluten. Yes, indeed. 2 cups. Oh, yes. And a serving suggestion is only a quarter cup. So we'll make you some
Right.
servings.
Yes. So we've got the vitamin D. I like to add my nutritional yeast as well. I do about like a fourth of a cup. All right.
Fourth of the cup. And Marley, just to let y'all know, follows in our indigenous ways of ancestral measuring, where she just puts it on in there. But yeah, if you wanna, go with a fourth of a cup, that's what it is. And as she will start dicing these tomatoes and mushrooms. And why are you dicing these tomatoes?
So
and
what I'm
mushrooms?
gonna do, I've already got my dry ingredients over here. I'm going to dice my tomatoes and I got some portobellos today, but you can use any mushroom that you prefer. If you don't like mushroom, you can leave it out. If you'd like, I just like the flavor that it gives, but ultimately you could pretty much do any vegetable you really like. I tend to go towards, normally I would have onion, but I'm leaving this one out for this recipe because I'm making this for a special friend of mine. So technically I would have tomato and my onions and my mushrooms marinating, or excuse me, sauteing. So that's pretty much what I'm getting these tomatoes ready for, is to saute them in the pan in the back. And actually, honey, if you could turn that on for me.
Oh yeah, we're gonna turn on the stove right here.
And then I've got some coconut oil, so you want to put,
Wrong one.
you can put up to
There it is.
up to a tablespoon of coconut oil. So if you could get some oil in there. So ultimately, we've got the high-end vitamins, the nutritional yeast, and I'm going to also add some Marmite. This one is, I normally get it from Amazon because it's hard to find here. But I'm gonna add this also to my saute pan in the back, along with some garlic.
And we will actually, clients in the future soon, we are talking to the distributor, so you don't even have to go through Amazon. You could actually just come and get it from us.
Yeah.
And we will get the deal for you all. Yes, indeed. With this Marmite, this right here, the energy is amazing. The B vitamins are so high up there.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel great. That's how it is.
And then
that's
I
how we
also
go.
like to add this to my saute pan as well. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But
Never.
it's a not beef bouillon cube, and you can use a vegetable bouillon cube, or you don't have to use one at all. But I personally like to use it in my Seitan recipe.
Yeah, it gives it a little of that flavor. Yes, and then this nutritional yeast, it's just amazing. This is also a wonderful cheese substitute in certain meals. And like I said, the B12 is so high. The protein is very high. You're talking about 4 grams of protein, of a complete source of protein for only a tablespoon.
Okay, and so now I'm gonna go ahead and place this chopped up veggies in the back of the saute pan. So I'm gonna saute that, and if you want to talk about additional stuff, you're more than welcome to. I'm just gonna add this in.
So the taste on this is basically, it's a meaty-like texture. I don't say it tastes like meat. I don't want to give it that. Everybody, however, most people, if you don't tell them what they're eating, they're gonna assume it is. But it's its own nature. So let me give you a little bit about the other ingredients. We have some tomato in there, and we have some mushroom. And I like to give each ingredient its entitlement, its due, because once you see what you're eating as a health supplement, you will bring in health. So the portobello mushroom, fun fact here, especially the ones that are grown outside, it has a 600% daily value of vitamin D. It is a sponge full of vitamin D. So you want to get your vitamin D in portobello mushroom. And portobello mushroom alone, just cooked with some bell peppers and the fajita style onion, is its own meaty substance of its
Mushroom
own,
fajitas
and it's delicious. Mushroom fajitas, and that'll be on another show, but I want to talk about it. And another fun fact, tomatoes are extremely high in vitamin C. and are great for your gums. This is wonderful to help cure, gingivitis, as a matter of fact. Vitamin C and the antioxidants as well in tomatoes is great for your teeth, your gums, and your immune system. Yes, indeed.
All right, so we went ahead and we sweated down the veggies, right? See how beautiful all that looks?
Yep.
And we're gonna put this into our blender.
So right there, folks, right there you got your vitamin D, your vitamin C, and all your antioxidants. If you want to see it as supplements, there it is, right there. Food is thy medicine. Yes, indeed.
All right, so to that, I'm going to add, again, the little bit of the Marmite. This is, again, rich in vitamins.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And you really don't need that much, actually, on this one. Just get out of this.
I'm gonna help you squeeze.
That's fine. You don't need too much.
Okay. How much?
So you're putting about, right now, anywhere from like a quarter of a teaspoon to half a teaspoon. Do I have the?
Yeah, a little the cutting. Delicioso.
And then of course our awesome. I like this one personally because I don't add any salt to it, but I add the bouillon cubes.
Yeah.
And it gives it a great flavor. So I'm gonna add like 2 to the blender. If you could throw those little trash.
I sure will.
And then here you go.
All right.
And then I have a cup of water here that I'm gonna add to the blender. We're gonna go ahead and close this up, and we're gonna blend this until it's completely blended through.
Sabrosura, sabrosura, delicioso. Yes.
Look at how beautiful this consistency and texture is. Very, very nice. It smells delicious too.
Yes, it's delicious.
All right, so if you remember correctly, this is our garlic, our tomato, our mushroom, and into this consistency. So to our, move this out of the way.
To the Seitan and
I'm gonna use this in a
nutritional
bit.
yeast you go.
So we're gonna add this mixture into our
Yeah.
2 cups of. And if it's too dry, you can add a little bit more water. If it's too, because you don't want it too mushy and you don't want it too crumbly. You want it kind of in between. So here I'm gonna use my hand, kneading the dough until all of the flour is combined. And the longer you knead this dough, the more you're going to develop the gluten, and so that's going to give you the texture that we're looking for. All right, so we've been kneading the dough for about 10 minutes, and this is what it's gonna look like. See how it kind of bounces back? How pretty that is.
Let me feel that bounce. Wow.
Okay, so here, you're gonna put that in the sink for me.
Yes, yes.
I like to flatten it out a bit. You can use a rolling pin or your hands. I love working with my hands personally. I believe it's a beautiful transfer from the heart to the hands that goes directly into the food. And so I always like to use my God-given tools. So normally, I got mine like this, and what I'll do is I'll just cut them. Into pieces.
You want me to cut that for you?
Oh, sure, if you'd like.
All right, let me get.
Let's
I
cut
want
that-
to
let's
get. I
cut
want
that
to
up.
get in on this kitchen.
And then while he's doing that, I'm gonna add a little bit of, I got coconut oil. You can use avocado oil. You can use any type of oil you'd like. And if you don't want to use oil, that's also good too. You can put a little bit of water. So what I'm gonna do.
This is awesome.
So here, what I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna manipulate it just a little bit more and just kind of flatten it out a bit.
How many pieces you want me to do?
All of them. Just cut them all in pieces. Yep, just like that.
How many pieces would you like there?
Like that.
Okay.
That should be good. So with this piece of seitan, I'm gonna put this back here, and I'm gonna pan fry for just a quick sec. I've got some water boiling in the back. Actually, I'm gonna go and get a few of my bouillon cubes too, and I'm gonna add that to the water. So the seitan, I know it might look like it's a lot of seasoning, but you won't taste the seasoning that significant when you're eating it.
And it's awesome because you see how it cuts right now, and it's not gonna cut nothing like this when it's cooked. It's gonna cut just.
So, honey, I want you to flatten them down for me. We're gonna put them over here
Okay.
too. So this is what you're gonna have for your meal prep. Thank you. So we're just gonna let these brown. And then right back here, we've already got our vegetable broth ready to go. Normally with the broth, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna lower it on very low because you want a real small boil. And you're gonna allow these to boil for about 45 minutes. So we're gonna let these brown on each side. While those are working, I'm gonna put this one in already. And just like that, we're gonna leave them in there. We're going to, see how it's a nice light boil? We're gonna cover that up and let those boil for about 45 minutes. Right. So pretty much, and if you notice, it's just, it's a wonderful,
very, very wonderful medium
wonderful
texture.
cut. And I like to do mine in thin slices. And I got some beautiful little peppers here that I'm gonna also saute in the pan behind me.
How many ounces would you say that is? Like
This one here is about 3 ounces.
3 ounces, right there. Cool. That's 25 grams of protein right there. So the serving amount of protein is very equivalent to a chicken breast.
Yes.
That's how high Seitan is in protein. Without the cholesterol, without the fat.
Can you put the top back onto the other piece and move that out of the way?
And you get to control how much sodium you want to put in.
Exactly. And so like something like this at the store, you'd probably buy for like $3 to $5, just depending. So you're saving a lot of money as
When you
well.
make it. And
Right.
we carry the bags of Seitan, which has about 69 servings, 69 delicious meals for only $30, everybody. So come on over and
Alright,
get
so
your
right over
yourself
here,
some
I'm
food.
gonna saute. I'm just gonna allow it to brown and come together. And this can go with anything you wanna put together. Again, it goes great with everything. Right now I'm just doing it, sauteing it with some peppers. I'm gonna plate it with a little bit of white rice and some fresh vegetables. So you're just gonna allow this to come together. And like I said, this is already cooked. So really what you're wanting to do is just kind of just heat it up.
And it already is cooked.
It is. Okay, so we've already finished the saute. Get that beautiful steam. And we are plating it with a beautiful bed of white rice, some parsley, some fresh tomato, fresh cucumber, ready to eat. Honey, how much protein are
So
we
we're looking at 25 grams of protein in the Seitan right now as we speak of this 3 ounces, and 3 grams on the rice. The rice is about half a cup, so you're looking at around 20 grams of carbohydrates. Again, no saturated fat, no cholesterol. So this right here will not hold. It'll go into your system, feed your muscle, and get out. Burns fat, builds muscle. And yes, and with the intention that may this food build muscle and burn fat to the person who is going to eat it and give them smiles, joy, and laughter throughout the day. Thank you. All praise.
Wait, we gotta do something. I'm gonna have you do the first taste test, and you can let everyone know the.
Healthy, delicious, wonderful, euphoric.
Thank you all for joining us. As always, made with love. Very happy and very honored that you took the time to watch us. And if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, please feel free to reach out.
Yes, personal training. Come on over, hit us up. We also do online. Everybody, come and let me be your trainer. Here it is. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.